Consistency is what freaking wins championships. As all good stories start, this happened literally 1 week ago. Me and my wife went golfing. We went and played this course called Southgate. And guys, like, I'm not good. I'm like a couple years into this. I finally got like all my clubs last year. So I'm like maybe 1 or 2 years into this. I've taken like 3-4 lessons. I love it. What happened? We get on, we start playing, first shot, boom, right into the trees. It was still playable, but I ended up on the first hole. I usually, cause it's like an easy par 5, I usually hit par if I'm gonna have a good round, or like if I'm lucky, I'll get a birdie, right? And if I get a bogey, it's okay. First hole, I freaking hit it up, do a couple of crappy little mid-range shots and short game, and I ended up doing a double bogey. For those of you that don't know golf, what that means is if you have 5 strokes to get to the hole, I went 2 over. So I went 2 over, I did 7, which is not great. It's not great by any stretch of the imagination. Par 5s are usually where you make up ground. So I double bogey. I'm 2 strokes behind where I want to be just to start hole 1. And it's not a hard hole. It's downhill, all this stuff. Go to the next one. Same thing. This time I triple bogey. Third hole, I hit it way past the green. I ended up doing just a regular bogey. This goes on and on the entire round. I did not, no kidding, I think I've got 1 par. No birdies, 1 par. Everything else was a bogey or a double bogey the entire round. And I was keeping track because that's how I am. So I was looking at my scorecard and I was like, oh boy, I don't want to add this thing up. We get to the end of the round and I add up my score, and you guys are going to laugh at this. I know, because it's going to expose how bad I am at this. And those of you that know golf, I look at my round and I had shot like is a 48. We just played 9 holes. So just to kind of put that in perspective, you should be doing a 36. So I was still 12 strokes back, but just so you know, up until that week ago, my best game ever, which is kind of embarrassing, on 9 holes is 50. Okay. I know that's ridiculous, but still, I'm just starting. But I shot 48 and I'm like, wait, what? That was literally my very, very, very best round. Literally my best round ever. And I know, again, that's not that great, but for me, I was like, dude, that is my best round. Guys, I didn't hit 1 birdie. I didn't sure as hell didn't hit an eagle. I got 1 par in 9 holes. Everything else was a bogey or a double bogey. So that happens on Tuesday. And I'm like, okay, I'm starting to go. Let's go. Next day, I told my wife, I'm like, hey, let's take the kids. Let's take our son and our daughter. We'll leave the other one home with the babysitter. Let's go again. We go different course. It's us 2 and our 2 of our 3 kids. We go play. First hole, I freaking smash this thing and I par the first hole. Next, I get up and I par it. I had like 2 pars empty before the first 4 holes. I was like on fire. Then what happened is I had one of those really bad holes. Like I had one of those 10-stroke holes. I wasn't focused. Like I just mentally had one of those moments. And I was like, yeah, I had that bad round, but like I've had these really good holes as well. Sorry, I had that bad hole and then I had like these really good holes. So this is how it goes on all game. Whole thing, I had an amazing hole 7. I did this incredible iron game. Like it was like I parred this hole I should have never parred. We get up on the 8th one and I just lose like 4 balls. I'm like, okay. So anyway, we get done with the round, and what was freaking crazy to me is I thought in my head, I'm like, dude, I played way freaking better today than I played 2 days ago. I just had a couple bad holes, and I got done and I added up my score and I got a 53. So I was 5 strokes behind what I got 2 days earlier. And what's interesting is 2 days earlier, as I said, I literally did nothing but bogeys and double bogeys and then 1 par. However, I didn't have that really hole. I have the 10-stroke hole, the 8-stroke hole. I didn't have anything. And I got done and I was like, there's such a freaking lesson to be learned here, because I think so often, I know so often for me, I think in order to win the game, I have to get up and I got to hit a grand slam. I think I got to get up and I got to get a birdie, or I got to get an eagle, or I got to make the freaking 3-pointer, the Curry 3-pointer. That's how I'm playing the game a lot of times. That's how I've played it a lot of my career. I've had these big, huge pushes and we go and we sprint and we do 24,000. And we have months where it's like, I'm just driving around in my car, not doing shit. As I started thinking, I'm like, dude, this is such a lesson about not just golf, but about life, but about business, but about relationships. Consistency is what wins championships. Not having a 50-point game here and then being shitty the rest of the year. Not having a huge 2 games that are really good and then having really bad games. It's about literally every single day consistently doing the same thing that gets the freaking result.